There are features in homes right now that are really dating your space. And just a few years ago, every single one of them was the hottest thing in real estate. Today, we are talking about trends that were everywhere, that people were specifically asking for, that showed up in every flip and every renovation. And now they're making homes feel dated before a buyer even makes it to the kitchen. These are the 10 features that are aging your home the most right now. And at least one of them is probably in your house. I know I'm guilty of these. And stick around for the last one because it's the one I see the most in homes right now, and it's often the one that surprises people the most. If you are thinking about selling in the next year or two, then this video is for you because you might want to consider updating some of these things. Number one, and this is probably the most common, is gray everything. Gray floors, gray walls, gray cabinets, gray countertops. A few years ago, this was the move. It felt modern, it felt clean, it photographed really well. And then everyone did it. Every flip, every renovation, every new build, all gray. And now when you walk into a home and that's all you feel is that gray, it's cold, it feels like every other house on the market. The shift right now is toward warm and earthy tones. So we're talking about creamy whites, warm beiges, soft greens, natural wood tones. If your home is gray from floor to ceiling, that's worth this conversation before you list. Number two is vessel bowl sinks. These are the sinks that sit on top of the counters instead of being recessed into it. They had a real moment. They looked sleek. They looked like a spa. People absolutely loved them until they actually lived with them. Water splashes everywhere. They're a pain to clean. And now they read as a bathroom that needs updating rather than one that was thoughtfully designed. Undermount sinks are what feels current right now, clean, simple, and low maintenance. Number three is a freestanding soaking tub inside the shower. Not a tub that's part of the shower in the bathroom. I'm talking about the standalone tub that's sitting inside the shower footprint. This was a huge luxury trend and it looked stunning in listing photos. But here's the reality of living with one. How do you clean behind it? The answer is not easily. It collects mildew, it's hard to reach, and it ends up feeling more like maintenance than it's worth. What looked like a spa feature in photos starts to feel like a problem in person once you start living with it. Number four are barn doors, specifically between the primary bedroom and the bathroom. There's no real privacy. There's really not a sound barrier. They feel flimsy when you slide them back and forth, and they become so associated with a specific design era that now they feel more dated than charming. In a home at a specific price point, the primary suite needs to feel like a retreat, and a barn door just doesn't deliver that anymore. Oh, number five is going to be an argument. I can see the comments flying now because I feel like 90% of homes have this, is the all-white kitchen. The white cabinets, the white countertops, the white backsplash, the white walls. It photographed beautifully and it sold a lot of homes during the COVID boom, but here's what it's actually like to live in one. Every smudge shows, every scratch shows, the cabinets look like they need to be wiped down constantly, and when everything is the same color, the kitchen has no personality. It feels sterile instead of warm and inviting. I think it was a beautiful trend and now it's just been overdone. Every kitchen is the same. The shift right now is towards kitchens that feel lived in and warm, the two-tone cabinets, natural wood elements, some color. All white is starting to feel like a time capsule from 2019. Number six is popcorn ceilings. This one isn't a new trend, but it keeps coming up because there are still a lot of homes, especially in Atlanta when we have a ton of the ranches that still have them. And they make a home feel old and unmaintained even when everything else has been updated. It's one of those things that buyers notice immediately and it's hard to unsee once you've seen it. The good news is This is one of the more affordable things to address before you list your home. I had mine removed when we renovated our house, and it completely changed how the entire home felt. If your home has them, it's absolutely worth doing, and it's not that kind of expensive. Number 7 is the shiplap. One accent wall in the right space with the right color can still work. But room fulls, multiple walls, shiplap in every corner, it has become also associated with a specific design era, and it just reads as dated rather than intentional now. And when it's done on the cheap, it looks cheap. If you've got shiplap everywhere, that's something to think about before you go on the market. Number 8, and this one surprises a lot of people, fully open concept floor plans. This was the gold standard for years. Knock down every wall, open everything up, make it feel like one giant connected space, and people loved it until they actually lived in it full time. What I'm hearing now, especially from families, is they now want some separation. They want defined spaces. They want a room where noise stays contained. They want a little bit of privacy room to room. The preference has shifted toward connected spaces that still have some sort of definition. Not one giant room where everything bleeds together. And I will make the argument, I think when people are hanging out in the living room, they don't want to see the dirty dishes piled up in the kitchen. Now, open concept is absolutely not dead, but if your home is one completely open floor plan with no definition at all, it's worth acknowledging how you position your home when you go to market. Number 9, the overdone modern farmhouse. You know exactly what this looks like and what I'm talking about. Shiplap, barn doors, black hardware, open shelving, wood accents everywhere, a sign above the doorway that reads "Live, Laugh, Love." It was the dominant design aesthetic from about 2017 to, let's say, 2022, and people loved it. You guys went crazy for it. And then you saw it in every single house, and it just stopped feeling special. When a home leans heavily into this look, it looks like a formula. And there's a difference between a home that has genuine character and warmth and one that just has an outdated trend layered on top of it. That difference is something that people feel the moment they walk in, and I think it just takes out the warmth and the excitement about a house nowadays. Number 10, open shelving in the kitchen. This is the one I told you to stick around for. It's no surprise. Here's why. It is still showing up constantly in homes right now, and it is one of the most commented on features that I hear about as a realtor. Here's the reality of open shelving. Everything has to look good all the time. Your cups, your plates, your everyday stuff, all of it on display, and if it doesn't match or if it's not set up just right, open shelving just doesn't look right. Not to mention, it just gets greasy, it collects dust. They require constant effort to look intentional rather than cluttered. Most people find that in real life, it's a lot more work than it looked like on Pinterest. Enclosed storage is what people want now. A kitchen that just works for real life, not just for photos. If you have open shelving and you were thinking about selling, this is honestly one of the first things that I would bring up, or maybe try to figure out what we could do to maybe minimize the open shelving. I am a realtor helping home sellers and home buyers here in Atlanta. If you are thinking about making a move and want to walk through your specific home or your specific situation about maybe what's worth updating before you list, reach out to me directly. My number is on the screen. You can text me, you can call, whatever you feel comfortable with. And if you found this helpful, subscribe. I put content like this out every week so you can stay ahead of what's actually happening in the market. I will see you on the next one.